Believe it or not, we finally made it here this week.
Barely.
Yeah, Chris had all kinds of work stuff going on, and I've just had allergies that have made my life absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
Worst I can remember.
That's
since I was a kid, like legit. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about cult movies. This is Outside the Cinema. It's your weekly source for cult movie discussion. Mm-hmm. We are going to do a couple of Patreon picks from our friend Donnie today. Films we've actually covered before. We had covered both of these on the show before.
I thought so.
Yeah. So Donnie specifically was like, I'm looking for a list of what you guys have covered so I don't give you something that you guys have already covered. But at this point, 944 or 45, this is 945 episodes in, I mean, we've talked about a lot of stuff. So my whole kind of mindset is like, we'll recover something and we'll revisit something if it's been like an extended amount of time. And both of these have been over 10 years since we covered them.
Yeah, and our way of reviewing and looking at stuff changes in that time.
Agreed.
Which is
Really
so
interesting. There is a letterbox, an incomplete letterbox list out there that somebody had made a while back, but it is missing a vast amount of episodes. So Donnie sent me a big list of stuff. And some of it was stuff that we covered more recently. Some of it was stuff that I'm going to be honest, just didn't interest me in attacking right now. Okay. So I chose these two.
There's different times of the year for different things. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And so I chose these two because, I mean, they're classic OTC fare. We're going to do the Funhouse, Toby Hooper's Funhouse, the Funhouse, which we had done way back, I think, early single-digit years, not episodes, but like in the first 5 years we did this, I want to say.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah,
because it's on my OTC overall list, but not on my broken up by years on IMDb. I track all our stuff on IMDb, so I know what we've covered on IMDb going back to. I'll tell you. So the first year I kept track on IMDb of everything that we did was season 9.
Okay.
So 10 years ago. And then I have another file on here that says OTC complete feature list, which is, I think, going back to the very beginning of the episodes. And I don't think it's everything. Okay. But it's an additional 131 titles, which is definitely not 10 years worth, but I think I started doing it and then I just didn't go back to it. But so that gives you an idea. But this one, the Funhouse, is in that early list of stuff.
Yeah.
And the other one we were going to do is Sleepless, the Dario Argento late entry. Excuse me. Late entry in 2001, so it was one of her. I mean, it's 25 years ago, but it's one of the more recent, you know, Argento's, where and I think his later stuff is something that is very interesting to look at.
It's one way to put it,
considering the classics. And this has got Max von Sydow in it. And I want to say that we did this one in episode number. Or not episode, but year. Oh, this is in that completed feature list too. Oh. So these are both over 10 years old.
Okay.
So there you have that. But if you want to be like Donnie and you would like us to review some movies for you that you suggested, join our Patreon. We'll take care of you. Patreon.com/outside the cinema. $5 or more a month. You can suggest films and we will do them. You can donate whatever you like. If you want to do $1, cool. If you want to do $10, cool. If you wanted to do $20, that's cool too. If you want to do a one-time donation, you could do that too, believe it or not. But that's what keeps the show alive. Pays for our hosting fees, pays for equipment fees. Chris is finally using his new microphone that I got for him.
Yeah. It only took one time telling you I was going to be there 3 times, because then at the time I did get there, I didn't tell you because I was just on the highway and I'm like, there's the exit, fucking do it. I had to talk myself into veering off, and it's a nice road to ride anyway. So, and I saw they're finally putting up a new shed. That's like 10 years coming on that road.
What shed? Who's putting up a new shed?
You remember the one that was on the road that connects the one, I don't want to give street names, it's the one by the highway to the one you're on, that twisty road between them.
Oh, yeah.
So on coming off of the highway to your house, on the left-hand side, there was this old slanted shed for years. And they're putting up a new one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That was nice to see. That's all that is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I got a new microphone. And I had to go and get it because I bought the cover for it, and I couldn't just let that sit here unused. It was looking at me like, dude, what the fuck? So, all right, fine.
These covers are great, though, as they fit perfectly on there.
Oh, yeah, it slid right on. Boom. Easy. Done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's just get into this week.
Yeah,
I'm just, like, barely surviving.
I could use a nap. I'm good.
A nap would be so sick right now.
Yeah.
I love a nap. All right, let's do the Funhouse. Here's a trailer.
Dare to face the challenge of the Funhouse. Who is mad enough to enter that world of darkness?
Something is alive in the Funhouse. Something not alive like its father. Something better dead. Something that has the form of a human, but not the face.
This better be good.
It's gonna be great.
Something that feeds off the flesh and blood of young innocents.
Come on, here we go. This is it.
Something that tonight will turn the Funhouse into a carnival of terror.
I don't know what that thing is. We're gonna find it. I just want to get the hell out of here.
The Funhouse, coming soon from Universal Pictures. The Funhouse. It's a carnival of terror from Toby Hooper, the director who terrified you with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Toby Hooper's an interesting cat. His filmography is it's all over the place. Obviously, he is best known as the director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is, again, Hallmark, cult classic, one of, if not the perfect example of that really grimy, independent, grindhousey-esque horror flick.
Yeah.
But you know
do
what?
It yourself, no matter how hot it is outside.
Right. But you know what? He also directed Life Force.
I kind of like Life Force in a this is terrible kind of way.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Life Force. I know we've looked at it before, so
Yeah, it's not good, but it's something to see. And I don't mean that because of, Matilda. We're on a first name basis. I mean, come on. You've seen a woman that many times.
It's true.
You should know her first name. The movie's way more than that, than her scenes escaping. And it's kind of just, it's space batshit crazy.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, he's also obviously in 1974, he did Chainsaw Massacre. He had done some things, some shorts, some other things before that film called Eggshells, which I don't know whether we ever covered or not, but we've covered Eaten Alive, which was what he did, what he followed up the Chainsaw Massacre with. Salem's Lot was 1979?
That sounds right, yeah.
And then Funhouse was the next year, and then he started working on that Venom flick, the Killer Snake one, but he left to work on Poltergeist with Spielberg.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So, and then later in his career, he did Invaders from Mars. Obviously,
I enjoyed that one. That one had like a sincere charm to it. That was just like, hey, I get it.
Yeah, pulpy 1950s stuff.
It's a tongue-in-cheek Body Snatchers movie, basically.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Then he worked on some TV, Amazing Stories, Freddy's Nightmares,
Yeah. Yeah.
True Ghost Stories, Tales from the Crypt. He did a segment in
good.
Body Bags, The Mangler.
Oh, the Mangler.
So, anyway, this flick, The Funhouse, is his kind of return to the slasher film. It has that feel. It's got that Chainsaw Massacre feel of like the rough edges. It's dark, unlike Chainsaw Massacre, which is obviously known for you see everything because it's shot in the friggin' hot Texas sun. This is shot in, you know, a funhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Inside. Boom.
Right. When you talk about slashers and the classic 80s slashers, this is not a film that comes up all that often. I wouldn't say that it's a forgotten one, but it's definitely in that second tier.
Yeah. With like a Wishmaster kind of thing.
Well, Wishmaster's 90s, right?
No, I know, but I'm thinking that same tier of like you got Candyman, but then there's Wishmasters.
Well, and also Funhouse is just a one-off too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So, but this film always, I know when I was a kid and I saw the box art of the like clown on the front holding the axe, which is not in the movie.
Yep.
And then eventually seeing the movie and being very let down by that because, you know, box art sets expectations. And as we know in the 80s, it didn't always fulfill them.
No, because he made more of a stalking thriller kind of thing and not a slasher. And the marketing sold it wrong.
Yeah, because this film, and one of the things that it's continuously when people talk about this film, and it's almost always the first thing that's brought up, is the first hour and 5 minutes of this film is very, very slow and not much happens.
Yeah.
And it's a deliberate decision. It wasn't that they, you know, were making the movie and just forgot to put interesting bits in the first half of it.
Yeah.
It all just kind of like builds to this point where the kids decide they're going to try to, okay, you got a group of teens on a date going to the local county fair. It's one of those traveling carnivals.
Yep.
You
the
got
ones
creep.
you don't go to anymore.
Yep. They got the creepy carnival guys, the carnies.
Yep.
And they decide they're going to stay overnight in the funhouse. Now, the setup for this is that we know there's potentially something weird going on with the carnival because the parents are like, we don't want you going to that carnival. Those kids that disappeared, they never found. So don't go to the carnival. So what do the kids do? They go to the carnival.
They don't. Oh, they do go to the carnival.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes. And then the younger brother sneaks out and follows them to the carnival.
Yeah. Because they were different age group there. He definitely wasn't.
Yep. He's probably like 10 or 11 and she's 16, 17.
Yeah.
So close enough in age that he wants to hang on and like hang out with the older kids, but not.
He wants to be with the cool kids.
Yeah, but not so young that he can't like.
He knows what boobies are.
Yeah, he does know what boobies are.
Yeah. So he'll be fine. It's the 80s, so he's technically like 22.
Yeah, good point. He probably would. The actor was 20. The actor was 32 playing a 10-year-old. So he kind of follows them and he's trying to find them at the carnival while we know that Amy, the sister, is, you know, with this boy they're on a first date with this kid, and you know they get the geeky friend that's with them, and then her friend's on a date with him, and it's all very pedestrian stuff. And I think the way they set this up with it being so pedestrian and the carnival being creepy-ish, but not so creepy that you're like, why are you there?
Sketchy. I think is where I would go. It's I could be robbed, but I really want to win that panda bear. So
right.
That's how I felt with it. It's like it's definitely a fly by night. Don't go on any of the faster rides because it could come loose and kill you. But everything else is fine.
Right. So for the first 45 minutes, we don't really get anything too weird or out of the ordinary. Just like some We basically see them going through the carnival, going on different rides. They go into the freak show and they see all the weird stuff in the freak show, the 2-headed cow and like
that was pretty smart, pretty disturbing. I don't like seeing that.
Nope.
But none of the weird things in this are by accident.
No.
It was thought out, and like they had to find a cow like that. The other one didn't matter as much, the one with the cleft palate, but I mean, that was a good introduction. So yeah, there's some birth defect animals in this. Real ones.
Yep.
But they look like they're healthy and being taken care of, so.
They're part of the show.
Yeah.
Part of the show. So we get the introduction to the Funhouse. We see the big burly guy wearing the Frankenstein mask working it with another, carnival barker guy there. It's like, who will survive the Funhouse? Blah, 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 blah. And, kids are going in it and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the group of kids decide that they're going to stay overnight in the Funhouse because they think it'll be funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if nothing happened, it still wouldn't have been great. It's just a building that smells like paint and latex rubber.
It's just a dumb idea. Like,
yeah, but they got nothing else to do.
Nope.
At all.
So they go in right around closing time and they get out of the carts while they're in the ride and they, hide away in there. Mm-hmm. We then see the Frankenstein guy meeting with the fortune teller who we had met earlier on. He wants to do his due. Wants to show it off.
This is where it started getting weird.
Yeah. And she keeps saying,
get eased in with the one Barker, the actor that played all the different versions of him.
Yeah.
You get kind of lulled into, okay, we're in creepy territory without even them doing much more than letting him try to attract you to the ride. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So either way, the guy accidentally kills her. Accidentally is also probably in quotes.
Yeah. As in, that's what we would tell the cops.
Right. Right. So, but then the Barker comes in. We find out that the big monstery guy is the son of this guy, and he starts berating him. He's like, "Oh, you killed one of ours. You killed one of our family members because this lady was one of the carnies with them." And he's like, "I don't really care what you do to the locals."
Yeah.
But you killed one of our own.
That's a little harder to cover up. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the kids are like seeing this all happen, looking through like cracks in the walls or whatever, and they make some noise, and then they realize that there's somebody else there, and then our slasher stalking section of the film comes. We see the killer. It's no hidden fact what he looks like or where he came from or anything, and
no, because you've seen this before.
Yeah,
you didn't know where it was from, maybe.
Right. I
mean, it's highlighted in his work, the makeup artist's work when they show stuff. It's one of the.
Well, this is Rick Baker, right?
No, I thought it was. Oh shit, I'm gonna forget his name. Tom Woodruff, I thought.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was Baker.
It could be. I didn't look that close into it, but it's better than the Rawhead Rex mask that they used in that movie. I'll give you that.
Fair. So, and like, there's not a whole lot to it after it at that point. It's interesting the way this is presented, I think, because kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you get a lot of build before you get your balls to the wall part of this movie. Is it as effective in this? I don't think it's as effective in this.
Yeah, because 3 out of the 4 teenagers, who gives a shit?
Yeah, the other girl might as well not even be there. Mm-hmm. And the 2 guys are typical 80s asshole
They're
guys.
interchangeable. I couldn't tell them apart. Except
one of them was wearing glasses.
Oh, right. Honestly, I walked out of the room for a second and I'm like, what happened? Well, I was out because I don't want to rewind it. And I was told glasses got killed. So, yeah, that is how he just died early, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. There was a specific point I wanted to make, but I don't remember.
The girl, they played the 16-year-old. She was apparently 22 when she filmed this, which was nice to read. Because this movie starts off real creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm going to leave it there, but the way she confronts her little brother and the way she talks to him, there's a rage there that you don't often see in actors. Because she looked like she was genuinely off-screen mad at this kid.
Yeah.
And I sat back and I'm like, oh, okay, she's I don't have to worry about anything. She's got this whole movie. And she did. But that was a level of emotion that I don't normally see in stuff. It felt legit. In dramatic stuff, yeah. Yeah. It was definitely raw emotion. It was a really nice change. Huh. Yeah. But yeah, she's the only one we need to know. That's what all the time was spent was with her, and then all these other piece of shit people are thrown in, and then we're not paying attention to her anymore until she starts screaming. I don't know.
Do you feel the front half of this is too boring?
I don't know if it's too boring, but it almost feels like it was just jammed together.
Okay.
I have this idea. I have this script. Why can't it be the same people? Smack it together. And it's like you get like a Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing, maybe, where like they're just normal people in a middle class family, and you go off the road. I think that's what Rob Zombie zeroed in on when he took this movie as his inspiration for House of a Thousand Corpses, because you can't tell me this isn't. I mean, that's Grandpa as the carnival barker right
Oh, yeah,
there.
for sure, yeah. There's a strong influence there.
But it feels like that, and then the other part is maybe two people that are going to elope and run away, or something else is going to happen, but it's going to be TV level, maybe MA a little bit, but it's not going to be Toby Hooper level of shit that was supposed to happen in that. So maybe it was that, because it does definitely feel. I was kind of into it, but then I know what's what's coming up, not what's going to happen, but what's coming up. So that's I would like to show this to somebody without them knowing the title or seeing any opening credits. Just go straight through the movie without any bias and see what that person thinks, because we were all led to believe this was some kind of cannibalistic monster running around, and he had a very nice pressed jumpsuit ready to go. He was treated better than I expected, but still really bad. And it's not a Jason, even though it came in the wake of all of the Friday the 13th and Halloween. I mean, the movie starts
81,
off
you were
as a nod to Psycho and Halloween.
Yeah, you were pre-Hockey Mask, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Friday the 13th 2 might have been out. I don't remember. Was that 81?
Yeah, they went real fast with those, didn't they?
Those first couple years, yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely pulling from Psycho and Halloween, which would have been.
Oh, no, for sure. For sure.
Definitely before that, yeah. But it's, I don't remember it. I don't remember it being in theaters. I don't remember seeing trailers for it.
I mean, I'm just a couple years too young to that. But I mean, I remember seeing the VHS box art.
Oh, I remember that
in stores. But I mean, it's the type of thing where when you're a director that makes something that ends up being so seminal, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like it's really difficult for something that's in that same vein, but not nearly as good.
Yeah.
It's hard to not compare it, when you know who the director is and you're like, oh, well, he did such and such. I mean, I'm going to compare it. Like,
yeah, you can't help it. It happens. That's just how we determine whether we were interested in something, is all of our acquired knowledge informing our decisions.
Yeah.
That's why it would be really neat for me to see somebody go into something with just zero idea of what it's about.
I personally think if you had no knowledge of Toby Hooper or any of his other films, or deep horror or any, like, if you were just in, I personally think you would think this is too boring.
Okay.
I like the atmosphere. I think that's one of the things they do a good job with in this, is building that atmosphere, because there is this sense of dread in the carnival throughout the whole thing until you get to it. Because everything is just a little off.
Yeah.
But that front half is a slog if you're not ready to take it in.
Yeah.
Because this is probably it's the second time we covered it on the show. Probably the fourth, maybe fifth time I've seen it in the last 40 years or whatever. And I still don't remember it all that well.
What I can find on this is that the week of March 13th to 19th in 1981, it was on 814 screens, and it had grossed $3.4 million, making it the number 2 movie.
Not bad.
According to this list, which has 3 movies on it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. And then, yeah, it's real spotty for most of 81. It looks like they're still maybe gathering information, because I didn't think it went back this far. I was curious. Anyway. Yeah, where are we? What are we doing now?
Let's just grade it.
Okay.
All right, Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for Toby Hooper's The Funhouse?
I'd like to be able to recommend it, because it should just be kind of one of those, hey, look at these dumb kids and that one that's okay there. We know what's going to happen. But you're right, it's not as exciting as it could be. The conflict between the girl and the parents and the boyfriend, it's practically non-existent. It plays no part in the story. It's not like the parents got worried about her and went looking for her and saved her in the nick of time or anything. The parent stuff didn't even matter. They could have started the movie with them eating fried dough and told the same story. So, yeah, you can cover the entire beginning of this movie while the opening credits are going, you hear, yeah, and then my piece of shit little brother came in and tried to stab me while I was in the shower, then just stared at my fucking boobs for 30 seconds.
Weird.
That's fair. Yeah, but that's what happens. It's faster than doing it, and it's, less embarrassing, I guess, or less of an ask for the actress at that point.
Who knows? Bizarre.
Yeah, this could have been really trimmed down, but I am glad that they did trim some of the stuff they were talking about doing, like having the big bad just raping and eating everything around him. They were going to start the movie off with one of them, and he may have done that in this, but there's nothing that solidly confirms it one way or the other.
Right. It's all very hinted to, but we don't actually see any of it.
Yeah, because he could also be just clawing our face off like a wild monkey. So, because he doesn't have that jumpsuit off.
Good point.
At all. His fingers are so fucked, I don't even think he can work the zipper. So, maybe a third of days of the year I would have the attitude of recommending this, so I'm going to have to say no. I had to break it down that far to figure it out. And it's shot well, unless you're trying to watch it during the day. Which it was made to be watched in a dark theater, so I can't fault it for that. But it's fucking dark.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere, having worked in haunted houses and stuff, the atmosphere feels pretty good. This stuff is just good enough and just like in good enough shape and working that I could believe that's been lugged across the country and you've replaced that skeleton's jaw 12 times.
Right.
But like you showed me a 16-year-old naked at the beginning of the movie, and I don't like that anymore because I'm over 16 now.
Right.
So, C-. I don't
Okay.
hate it. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but I thought the guy in the suit did a pretty decent job. He did a lot of stuff with his body that you don't normally see in mass.
I mean, I think the
monsters,
creature
which I
effect
thought
is
was
good too.
Yeah, I would have liked more articulation in the jaw, but you got a face like that. Maybe your jaw doesn't move that far.
Good point.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough for me to recommend it to everybody. I would recommend it to, 80s slasher aficionados because it is a little bit different. It's works on building some atmosphere that a lot of films from this time period probably didn't really take the time to do. And Toby Hooper's fingerprints are all over it. Like, it's definitely got that feel. But it is pretty slow through that first 50, 55 minutes. And then once it gets going, it's all fairly formulaic. Be it it's early in the formula, but unfortunately it's not 1981 anymore. It's 2026. Right. So like you've seen it a million times. You see this in 1981, it hits differently than it does now, unfortunately. Some films can overcome that and some can't.
Yeah, this is just the origin of some of the tropes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So it's a recommend with those like asterisks as it's a not recommend. I'm not recommending it, but with the asterisks of those things, then yes, you would want to check it out. But as far as a grade, I'm right there with you. C-. It doesn't do anything to elevate itself. It's nothing that is really overly memorable. But you won't be pissed if you watch it, I don't think either. So
yeah. And our main actress there, I think, really helped elevate it up from lower ranking.
Agreed.
For me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So there you have it. That is The Funhouse. Now let's fast forward to 2001, where the maestro of horror, director of Suspiria, director of Deep Red, director of Inferno, all amazing flicks. We have been shot in the ass by Dario Argento later work in the past. Card player, anyone?
We'll put on our dark glasses.
Dark glasses. Oh my God, I forgot about dark glasses.
Stendhal syndrome
Card player.
Yep.
Sleepless. Maybe this one will fare differently. I don't remember what we said about it when we watched it over 10 years ago. So
Me either.
Here we go. I got a trailer. Hopefully it's in English.
Murders like these are not accidental. They're premeditated. He likes to hurt. He likes to hurt human beings. His is not an illness you can cure.
He's gonna kill me!
Where are you? I'll find you. No fingerprints and nothing to do with DNA on. How are you going to catch him?
All right. Sleepless. 2001, Dario Argento. Featuring music by Goblin.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Starring Max von Sydow, who's always a pleasure to see. Did you watch this in Italian or did you watch it in English?
I could only find the dubbed Italian version where they spoke English. No, they spoke Italian and it was subtitled.
So it wasn't dubbed. You watched the original Italian dialogue.
No, because I didn't hear Max's voice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the trailer you have there, you can hear Ming the Merciless talking in his regular voice. And in the version I watched on, Tubi, he was dubbed.
In Italian?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we watched the same version.
If he's speaking English on the set, then they've dubbed it.
It's fascinating
Yeah.
to think of, was this like, was it half the original dialogue? Did like he speak English on set and everyone else speak Italian?
That's how they did some of the Godzilla movies early on.
So maybe either way, we watched it in Italian.
Yeah. That did not help.
No.
I was actually a little more mad at it because I didn't think the subtitles really represented what they were saying.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable. So Sleepless coming in. Let's bring up Argento's let's look at this directorial stuff. Ooh, Dark Glasses.
No.
Do you think when Dark Glasses, when Shudder acquired it, they were like, yeah, we got the new Argento, and then they were like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because they let the one Argento fan check it out beforehand.
No, there's a lot of Argento fans, but most of us know that you don't pay anything after like 83.
Yeah, well, the one that works at Shudder is what I was saying.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so looking at Argento, obviously you go back to his early films, and he had that amazing three-piece suit. I mean, they're giallos, but like the early run of The Bird with the Crystal Plumage from 1970, Cat o' Nine Tails in 71, and Four Flies on Grey Velvet in 71 also. All three of those are excellent.
Yeah.
And then he did a couple episodes of an Italian TV show and then a film called The 5 Days, which I've never actually watched. I don't really know much about it. But then he did Deep Red in 75. And Deep Red changed the way he was doing his filmmaking. Suspiria in 77, Inferno in 1980, Tenebrae in 82, Phenomena in 85, Opera in 87. And then it goes downhill because he did Two Evil Eyes, which was the two films, Black Cat, and the other one with was it Romero that did the other one?
Yeah, that was fine.
So then we had Trauma in 93.
Oh God, yeah.
Which was like pretty bad.
Yeah.
Stendhal Syndrome in 96, which was real bad.
And then his daughter.
Yeah.
It's just weird knowing that's his daughter.
Yeah. His version of Phantom of the Opera in 98, which was whatever. Sleepless was 2001. Card Player 2003. Do You Like Hitchcock in 2005, which is unwatchable. Mother of Tears, real bad. Giallo, real bad.
It is possible you can run out of ideas.
Did you watch his Dracula movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I was going to, but then again, I'm bored with the romantic Dracula looking for his whatever. It was going to be the same thing, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't think I actually watched it.
Yeah, I don't.
It was done in 3D.
Ooh. That lasted a long time.
And then he was gone for 10 years and he came back and he did Dark Glasses last year, and we should have learned.
That was last year?
Or 2022, sorry.
Oh my, it feels like 10 years ago. It feels like it was made in the late 90s.
Well, yeah, it felt like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it absolutely was, because he hasn't changed his filmmaking style. But let's talk about Sleepless.
All right.
You got Max von Sydow. Like, I mean,
yeah.
like he's the dude. He's the man. Like Sydow, I mean,
yeah,
he brings with him a certain gravitas, I would say.
Yeah.
And somehow Argento sucked all of it out of him.
Because it comes through his voice. Other than that, he's just another dude.
Yeah.
But with his voice, that's different. And that didn't ruin the movie for me, but it like shook me out of whatever belief I had in what was going on. Every time he started talking, because I'm like,
yeah.
That's not his.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a fan of that decision.
Fair.
Sorry, it just bothered me a lot.
So, I mean, this starts off strong. That whole first kind of like section where the prostitute gets hired by the guy, she realizes he's a freak and that like it's not just a kinky thing.
Yeah.
Donnie's in the chat room, and he said, "No, don't watch Argento's Dracula. PlayStation 1 level CGI."
Oh, I've heard that. Yes.
I kind of feel like I need to watch it now.
I'm gonna look it up on YouTube.
It's on Shudder, I think.
Yeah, I'll watch a trailer or a recap.
Yeah, that works. Fine. Anyway, getting back to the point at hand here. That opening segment where the prostitute knocks she's trying to get out of the guy's house because he's creeped her out. Not kink shaming here, but he's asking for things that like nobody's going to be interested in.
No, we're bordering illegal real fast.
Yep. And she is a sex worker who has her morals.
Yeah.
She knocks over a table on her way out and finds a file with all of this evidence that he's the serial killer that's out there that they're trying to find. So she grabs the file and she takes off, and she gets to a train, and the guy ends up on the train with her and tracked her down to the train and calls her and is like, "Oh, you're going to die. Give me the file, blah, 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 blah." But it's this great sequence of him like stalking her on the train and her kind of running back and forth and up and down. And like she finds a security guard on the train, and it's late at night, so there's not really a whole lot of people on it. It's done pretty good. Pretty well.
Yeah, it had that what was the Terror Train? Is that what the Jamie Lee Curtis one was called?
Terror Train.
Yeah, it definitely had that feel, but in a good way. It wasn't like a it didn't feel like he was ripping it off. He just used the space.
Yeah, no, it worked. It worked well.
Yeah.
But so he doesn't get the file back, and her friend that's supposed to pick her up finds the file. And then we kind of then he ends up tracking her down and killing her too. So we get 20 minutes into the movie probably?
And we have no lead. Yeah.
Yeah, where we haven't even really started the movie. We haven't even really started. We got this scene at the beginning of a little boy witnessing things he should not have witnessed.
Yeah.
Seeing his mother be murdered. And that's kind of the backbone to the story. We meet him as an adult. We find out that Max von Sydow was the detective who was assigned to that case. He's now retired, but the killer apparently is now resurfaced and is back and murdering again. So, of course, Moretti, von Sydow's character, has to come out of retirement and track him down. Teams up with Giacomo.
Yeah.
And they're going to find the killer on their own, even though the police are looking for him. And then you get the police being like, "Don't meddle in our business. You don't even work here anymore."
Yeah. You couldn't find him in the first place, so fuck off.
Right. Oh, should I mention he's the Yulong Slayer?
Oh.
And then it just fucking meanders its way on.
Yeah, it really does.
For about an hour.
There is no urgency to anything that is happening. People are dying. People are murdered.
But the people that all get murdered have nothing to do with the story, really.
Yeah. The story didn't have anything to do with the story. This is a mess.
I think if Donnie's still in the chat room, I need to know what he thinks of this movie, because in his list, he didn't really give me a specific. If he's there, he'll post it. If not, send it to me later on. But because in the later Argento films, this is middle of the road for even those films.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think it's the worst thing he's ever done.
No,
because Giallo with Adrian Brody with that prosthetic nose, man, that is. Oof.
He's the president of the club that this movie is in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. But
just, yeah.
Trying to think of the right way to put this. And it's funny because looking at the ratings here, it's actually got some favorable ratings. A lot of people are like, this is a return to form for Argento. And sadly, I will say, it's a return to his middling form.
Yeah, his 90s form.
Yeah, which was not good compared to his 80s, 70s, and 80s. Oh, do I say it was mid, but it was better than the recent stuff.
That's fair.
I have seen most of his Dracula. But have you seen dark glasses.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that's a good way to put it. It was meant because it is. It's
Yeah.
There's things that like that whole opening sequence on the train works
Yep.
compared to Dracula, Sleepless as Shakespeare. Okay, maybe we should have watched that first and then watch this and be like, it's not bad.
Maybe.
Pretty good. Pretty good. But it's just, it meanders its way to its conclusion. And the conclusion they come to and the like little bit of a twist he puts on it, despite the fact that he actually gives it away midway through the movie without even realizing he's given it away. It's somewhat creative.
Yeah.
And I feel like Argento in this one put in the effort to try to make a Dario Argento movie, because this definitely is much more in line story-wise with his classic stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a supernatural thing. It's a, Four Flies on Grey Velvet. It's Cat of Nine Tails. It's that, Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's that type of thing. But the problem is he just doesn't have the chops to do it in 2001.
No, because he didn't want to cut anything. This needed a lot of trimming.
Yeah.
And it didn't get any. It felt like everything, every idea he came up with ended up on the screen in one form or the other.
Donnie has seen dark glasses. His response, oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
There it is right there. I've seen dark glasses. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want your movie described like that.
There's just he's making the attempt. And I think the issue is he didn't make an homage film to his classic films. He tried to make a new version of his classic films and just doesn't have the modern day chops to take what he used to do and bring it to 2001. And I say modern day chops, it's 25 years old at this point. But if you compare it to 1970s output from him,
yeah,
it's a different filmmaking world.
It's really interesting to see people that push the limits of what's acceptable in the 60s, say, and then they make something else that they think is going to be all kind of shocking 20 years later, and it's met with a yawn because, dude, you raised the bar, so this is underneath the bar now because it's been raised from you. The crazy shit we will watch has changed as things progress through, and poster paint color red blood isn't going to cut it anymore.
Right.
Sorry, you need to really engage the audience and make them care about the characters. You can't just have drunk womanizers running around saying, yeah, I'll solve it at some fucking point.
Yeah. And
it's going to really turn off your audience.
Yeah. So the hook in the story is that the killer originally was said to be the dwarf. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly, that's what they say in the film.
Yeah.
And that character or that person was killed 17 years before. So they keep going back to this idea that it was a little person doing the murders. And then the reveal of who the killer is, and it's not a little person. And the reasoning as to why they thought it was, I'm like, it does, I mean, it makes sense in the story, I guess, but it doesn't make sense in reality.
It doesn't hold enough legal weight for the person. I'm assuming you're talking about the person they thought was responsible.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. No, that would have been, it should have been, they were our number one suspect until, and then you just throw it off and then other people should remember it one way, like the general public would remember that person was named, but the police would know, wouldn't they?
Right.
But it was everybody was just like, oh, it's this guy, because midgets. Okay, whatever. That's like saying he had white skin. Just arrest everybody in Italy, I guess? Come on. It was lazy. It's a lazy way to close a case. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. I mean, but that's Italian policing. I think.
Yeah, that's
At least
true,
that's
but
how it's been presented in virtually every movie we've ever watched.
Yeah, but in 2001, don't you think they'd be better now that it had been broadcast to the entire world how much they love drinking and not working?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I will say this.
Yeah.
With having very low expectations for a mid-level, later Argento flick, it's better than expected. Which I don't think is necessarily saying much.
No, it's not saying it's good.
No, I'm stopping before I should get there. But it is, if you've seen Dark Glasses, if you have seen The Card Player, Stendhal Syndrome, I feel like was okay.
It was an interesting idea.
Yeah, that's a
that he tried.
Yeah. Or if you've seen Giallo, like, okay, maybe this is actually upper middle of the later Argento stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, let's grade. Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for Sleepless?
I don't want to recommend this because more than the last movie, this felt like a mash of ideas. And knowing how far along they were in their career, I can see them just putting everything together into one. I'm going to get every idea I like on screen. And that's admirable.
Yep.
But it didn't work. It just didn't. I got bored twice watching this, and like it took 3 days.
Yeah.
Not that I had a lot of time to do it, but like I had time yesterday, and I'm like, I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm like, oh, fucking too much yelling, and I just like, all right, whatever. And I only had like 18 minutes left. I couldn't do it. And if I can't sit through it that long, I can't recommend it. So, yeah, there we go. I talked myself into what I was gonna do.
Good. Glad.
So, yeah. I'm not going to recommend it, and I'm just going to give this a D. This was beneath the level I expected from him to sink to at his lowest. The way everybody talks about him, I mean, this should have been at least watchable, like, fucking, I don't know.
All right, fair.
The Purge, those were stupid but watchable.
Yeah. Okay. I am not recommending it except to Argento completists. Someone like me who, really like his original run of films are some of my favorite films ever. And I understand the fall off. And I understand also trying to like, relive your glory days or rematch, your early output. And some guys can do it, but like Spielberg, when's the last time Spielberg really made a good movie?
This year, apparently.
Well, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. But the way it's being promoted,
looks great.
It looks like a fucking Messiah made it, according to the movie studio, huh?
Oh yeah.
Those trailers are getting a little pretentious, but it's Spielberg, so
yeah. Anyway, but like trying to match that output. So I'm recommending it to your completists, or if you're an Italian horror aficionado, and like this is his attempt, in 2001 to remake Four Flies in Grey Velvet, or Cat o' Nine Tails, even what's the other one?
I don't know where you're going.
Doesn't matter. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay.
Either way. So it's very fine. I think the train sequence at the beginning is good. I really enjoyed that. I liked the chase sequence in that. I thought that was done very well. But then I don't understand why we didn't get into the main story from that point on. Why we then had to follow this other girl who ends up getting murdered too before she can turn in the file. Which like the whole point of the whole thing was like, I'm like, okay, so someone's going to turn this file in and then we're off trying to catch the guy. And we never get there. We follow old man Max around. And then the kid, Giancarlo, like, who is now, he steals like one of his friend's girlfriends or something. And
yeah, I don't know what the fuck. There was too much and not enough going on all at the same fucking time.
All at the same time.
And that really aggravated me for some reason.
So, D+.
Yeah.
D+, maybe C-. It's not even like you can be like, oh, well, you know, like a bad Argento is still better than the other stuff. No, no, it is not. I think like Mario Bava, his bad stuff is still better than a lot of the other guys' stuff. Fulci's stuff, bad stuff is bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Real bad. But yeah, okay, anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with thinking, if you like it, fine. Like it. Nobody's going to be pissed about it. Nobody should be pissed if you don't like it, unless you made it and you're asking them, how did you like it? And they say, you suck. You could be mad about that. That's
you suck.
No, you don't mean it, though. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't have the energy today.
Anyway. Okay, let's move on. So Joe is off this week. He was at Motor City Comic Con last weekend. So
nice.
He was doing that. So we're going to finish off with Scott right here.
I did a review of Michael a couple of weeks ago, and you just had to do a review of it too.
Everyone loves Michael Jackson. I don't like Michael Jackson because he molested children. Oh, but he made so many good songs.
Stellar work.
I actually saw Michael last weekend.
Is it good?
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
Women won't talk to me. I will make one of my own.
Android.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott. Week after week, I just keep coming back, and you just have to listen to my segment over and over again.
It just is so off-putting to me that I just wanted to shut it off.
Fair.
Back then and now. But
That's fair. No, I get you.
but he grows on you.
Like a fungus. And this week, to really shake things up, I'm going to do something I never do. I'm reviewing a sequel to a well-known IP.
Come on again. God damn it. Can't you just play along?
Then I guess I'm really going to test your might, because I'm going to talk about...
Oh, no.
And right off the bat, Mortal Kombat 2 plays a little homage to the 1993 video game with the same name, with the title card appearing with a similar font surrounded by dark clouds and lightning striking the letters. It's pretty cool. We meet a young Katana whose father is about to defend their realm against Shao Kahn. This is their final chance to fend off Outworld from taking over Edenia. And if you don't know who Shao Kahn is, then you're a
weak, pathetic fool.
Because he's certainly memorable. He's played by a 6'8" ripped fitness influencer named Martin Ford. He looks pretty fucking amazing. From his scaly skin to his armor and helmet, you instantly recognize his silhouette and his glowing red eyes. Not to mention the giant fucking mallet that he carries around. The fight is pretty damn badass, and you think old Katana's dad is gonna take him out, but old Shao Kahn is no pushover, and he finishes King Jared. Katana walks right up to her fallen father and takes the scarf from his dead body and ties it around her head and looks defiantly at Shao Kahn as he announces,
I rule this world.
And how Katana's mother Sindel is now his bride and Katana is now his daughter. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty heartbreaking to see this little girl cry.
I know.
And I'm not sure you can just kill some guy and announce his wife and kid are now yours. But Chris told me that's a real thing.
No, I didn't.
But we don't have time to be moping around like some little whiny babalities. We cut to a scene from the 90s film Uncaged Fury in blistering VHS. We watch Johnny Cage put on his sunglasses with his middle finger as he takes out 15 guys at a warehouse single-handedly and dodges a rocket launcher, all while quipping one-liners left and right. It's only a brief scene that just so happens to be playing on the TV at Johnny Cage's lonely, otherwise empty Comic-Con booth, but damn it, I wanted that whole fucking movie right fucking now. But something tells me we're never actually gonna get the release of the Snyder Cut of Uncaged Fury.
It's unfortunately painfully obvious as you're watching it.
After Comic-Con is over, we see Johnny Cage standing behind his 1994 Mustang GT with an open trunk, putting away his travel cart full of convention memorabilia that he brought for fans to sign, but they apparently didn't. Raiden shows up with Sonya seemingly out of nowhere. After a rather unconvincing explanation of how Cage needs to leave with them to be in a world-changing tournament, Johnny is like,
what are you talking about? Like,
all right, guy.
Where did you
have
come
fun.
from? Who are you?
But it only takes a little lightning portal for them to convince Johnny to join them. That's when he meets Jax Briggs with his metal arms, Liu Kang, and everyone's favorite returning new hero from part 1, Cole Young.
He's a weird guy. I don't think I ever wanted to be near him.
Immediately, Johnny Cage is feeling just a tad bit inadequate, noticing that Jax has metal arms and Liu Kang is shooting fire and Cole is doing whatever he ripped off of Black Panther this time. So he has a little heart-to-heart with Raiden, saying like, bro, I'm just an actor. Why would you want me in some tournament? And Raiden is like, the gods have chosen you. Oh, by the way, these fights are basically to the death. And Johnny's like, you didn't say that before. And Raiden is like,
okay, we've talked about it. I know that.
I think it's come up. I think it's come up.
Cage says fuck that and leaves straight to the bar, where the bartender is a familiar face that any real MK fan will know. Meanwhile, we see that Katana is all grown up now, sparring with her bodyguard Jade. Both are in the tournament with their ruler Shao Kahn. But you kinda get the feeling that Katana maybe isn't exactly loving Shao Kahn like a father by now. In fact, quite the opposite. She has found out that Shao Kahn is planning to get his hands on the Stone of Shinnok. And once they find a way to power that bad boy up, Shao Kahn can become immortal, ensuring his final tournament victory against Earthrealm. And that will end with his total domination of everything.
Sure. I mean, if you don't know anything about how the planet works, that makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
Occasionally, fighters are teleported to various locations to fight, like Sonya fighting Sindel at the bottom of the pit, and eventually Johnny Cage is transported from the bar to a small town to fight Katana, or even treated with a fight at the Deadpool stage, complete with the hooks and long platform over the acid, as we all cheer on Cole Young's 3 whole minutes of screen time as it's abruptly ended in a bloody mess. In fact, it's not just the welcomed lack of presence of Cole Young that hints that the filmmakers were listening to fan feedback about the 2021 straight-to-HBO Mortal Kombat film. A fan favorite, Kano, returns via Necromancer Quan Chi. Scorpion makes an appearance to fight Bihan, who was previously Sub-Zero and now is somehow Noob Saibot. An evil Kung Lao returns with his razor hat and overdrive. Liu Kang is in full dragon fire glory. Katana has her bladed fans and blue costume. Jade has her green glowing bow staff. And we have a wonderful fight between Johnny Cage and Baraka, who looks better than ever, albeit a bit shocking.
I would use extraterrestrial.
I would just be like,
he's some kind of alien.
just what?
And that fight results in some of the funniest jokes and sequences in the film. Now, could they have maybe made Baraka in CGI or something and made him look even better? I don't know, maybe, but I think it was refreshing to see it done with practical effects, even if it's potentially more gross to see him talk this way.
You see everything, even the stuff you don't want to see. And it's kind of distracting.
That's true.
So it's at this point, every scene of this film involving Johnny Cage specifically, that it's making me fall in love with Karl Urban all over again. It doesn't matter if he's Judge Dredd in Lord of the Rings, fighting with Thor, trying to kill Homelander as Billy Butcher, playing Bones with Vin Diesel, or The Rock in the worst, or at least second to worst Doom adaptation of all time. Karl Urban is always amazing to watch. And his jokey, self-aware, overly cocky Johnny Cage is no exception. He's given not only an opportunity to really shine as a comedic and athletic actor, but he gets a pretty satisfying character arc as well. Now, granted, some characters get finished in spectacular fashion in this film. But unlike the last lead character, I actually wanted Johnny Cage to survive. So I was able to overlook the occasional plot armor.
I'm going to ignore that for now.
Okay.
There was attention to detail that these characters are known for, from Sindel's scream and white streak in her hair to the look of the Netherrealm and the sound of Scorpion when he says,
Get over here!
Now, I'm sure there's some people that are going to complain about a few parts where the green screen could have been improved, or maybe they could have used the volume. That could have been potentially better. But there were a lot of great physical sets that really felt like a foreign land and not just some rocks in the California desert, leaving you thinking,
I'm like, okay, I see where we are.
Now, did it make much sense for Sub-Zero to be resurrected as Noob Saibot? I'm not sure, but it made for a very action-packed fight with a cool character, so...
Whatever. Whatever.
And then I get a little tired of Johnny Cage calling himself Johnny fucking Cage and pushing his sunglasses up with his middle finger 35 times.
It is not even close to that.
Of course I didn't get tired of that. It was fucking perfect every time. The filmmakers came up to Carl Urban and asked him if he's ready to be Johnny Cage, and Carl was like,
I've got it right here,
Okay.
ready to go.
Okay.
if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, like I am, and grew up with this series and these characters and these games like I did, then you'll get a big kick out of this movie. Its tongue is firmly planted in its cheek until its head gets cut off.
It comes off a little bit cheap and cheesy, but at the same time, it also kind of works.
Yeah.
It's never boring, the story makes sense in this world, and gives our heroes high stakes and impossible odds to conquer. And it's for those reasons that I highly recommend Mortal Kombat 2, and I give it an A-.
Is that your best?
As for your reviews from last week, you covered the instant non-classic Slipstream, aka...
Hey, Mark Hamill's in this. Let's check this out.
And I give it an A for effort and a C+ for being a movie. And the review gets a B+. After that was Android, aka...
And it was one of those ones that then I watched it and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Seemed like a Skinamax classic that never followed through. It wanted to be a lot of things and didn't accomplish any of them. Just started a bunch of themes and quickly abandoned them.
I don't
that's
know
about right.
what happened. I'm like, everything's good.
I know what
I'm
happened.
clear.
You forgot.
So for that reason, I give Android a straight C, but it's still better than an iPhone. And the review gets a B+ as well. All right, guys, this tournament is over. So until the next time your Comic-Con signing session is cut short so you can stop a beefcake and a metal skull from taking over Earthrealm by being incredibly handsome, peace and love, guys. Outside the cinema, a safe space to confess all your sins.
I like looking back on it, like, I wish I stole more stuff. Because, like. All right. Chris, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we're done. We're done for the week.
All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Join the Patreon if you haven't already, patreon.com/outside the cinema. Big thanks to Donnie for programming the show this week. Thank you, Donnie. Yeah, OTC Bill, at Cthulhu, Spectopia Arts, the whole thing. I think Chris is gonna nap, and I might nap too.
Yeah.
All right, have a good week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.